Hello students, today we will study our next topic of heredity and evolution. Our topic is speciation. What is speciation? An evolutionary process by which new species evolves from the already existing ones. Okay? How the new species evolve that is from the pre-existing one. Okay? It is known as speciation. So, what we have seen so far in microevolution, that means that the changes are small even though they are significant. Also, this simply change the common characteristics of a particular species. Okay, what I said? Simply change common characteristics of a particular species. But this does not properly explain as to how new species come into existence. Okay? For example, just see bacteria. If there are some, we are giving antibiotics to the bacteria. Okay? Some of them restore that, develop resistance to that antibiotic and survive. Okay, it does not mean that bacteria are not able to reproduce among themselves. Okay, so no new species is formed in this. Only there is change of some characteristic in the microevolution. Okay, and what do you mean by macroevolution? Evolution, for example, some changes occur in any species by which new species arises which is not able to reproduce with the previous one. It means that new species is formed or speciation occur. Okay. Two types of speciation, allopatric and sympatric speciation. Allopatric speciation is that speciation which occur because a given group has been separated from the parent group, usually because of geographical separation. Okay, it means if there is some river occur, okay, suppose there is some river occur, natural barrier occur, okay, by which a population or a species, one of the group of species is separated from the parent group, that develop into the simply the different geographical area where the totally the environment is changed. So a new species is formed which is not able to reproduce with the previous one. Example of allopatric is, for example, consider if the bushes the beetle feed on are spread widely over a mountain range, the beetle population becomes very large as a result, but individual beetle feed mostly on a few nearby bushes throughout their lifetime. They do not able to travel far. So in this huge population of beetles, there will be subpopulation of beetles. Since male and female beetles have to meet for reproduction to happen, most reproduction will be within this subpopulation. Of course, an occasional adventure beetle might go from one side to another. Or for example, suppose this thing may be happen, a beetle is picked up by crow from one side and dropped in the other side without being eaten. In either case, the migrant beetle will reproduce with the local population. Okay, this will result in the genes of the migrant beetle entering a new population. Okay, when it reproduces with a local population where it fall, which is the area is entirely different from the area where the beetle previously lived. Okay, this will result in the genes of migrant beetle and entering a new population. This kind of gene flow is bound to happen between population that are partly but not completely separated. Okay, so if these two populations will be further isolated, the level of gene flow between them will decrease even further. They are not able to reproduce among themselves. Over generation, genetic drift will accumulate different changes in each subpopulation. Also, natural selection may also operate differently in these different geographical locations. Thus, for example, in the territory one subpopulation, crows are eliminated by eagle. But this does not happen for the other subpopulation, where crow numbers are very high. As a result, the green variation will not be selected at the first sight, while it will be strongly selected at the second. Together, the process of genetic drift and natural selection will result in these two isolated subpopulations of beetle becoming more and more different from each other. Eventually, members of these two groups will be incapable of reproducing with each other even if they happen to meet. So, a new species is formed. In case of sympatric speciation, speciation occur even though the two groups are still living in same area. Clear? There can be number of ways by which this can happen. If DNA change are severe enough, such as changes in the number of chromosomes, eventually the germ cells of the two groups cannot fuse with each other. Okay, it means mutation will be there. So it will also result into new species. A new variation emerges in which green females will not mate with the red males but only with the green males. This allows very strong natural selection for greeniness. Now, if such a green female beetle meets a red male from other group, her behavior will ensure that there is no reproduction between them. Okay? Effectively, new species beetles are being generated. So, what factors are there which result into speciation or which lead to rise of a new species? That is geographical isolation, genetic drift, natural selection, reproductive isolation. These are the factors. Our next topic is evolution and classification. Now, what is classification? Classification is based on characteristics. What are characteristics? Characteristics are details of appearance or behavior. We can also say a particular form or particular function is known as characteristics. Classification is what? Classification is to divide the different group of organism. We can put the different group of organism into different groups. Okay? Different organism into different groups is known as classification. On what basis we classify them? On the basis of their similarity among their characteristics. The organism which are having similar characteristics we put in one group, and the organism which are different from that organisms in the characteristics we put them into different group. Characteristics are details of appearance or behavior. We have four limbs is thus the characteristics. Plants cannot do photosynthesis is also a characteristics. Okay? Birds, reptiles and amphibians. Okay? They are also having four limbs. Some basic characteristics will be shared by most organisms. The cell is the basic unit of life in all the organisms. The cell is the basic unit of life in all the organisms. A basic characteristic of cell design that differ among different organisms is whether the cell is having nucleus or not. Okay? Basic cell design in which the organisms are different, that is prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Okay? Next is they are unicellular or multicellular. Third difference is what? That is they are autotrophic or heterotrophic. Okay? The more characteristics two species will have in common, the more closely they are related. And the more closely they are related, the more recently they will have a common ancestor. An example, a brother and sister are closely related. They have common ancestor in the first generation before them, namely their parents. A girl and her first cousin are also related, but less than the girl and her brother. This is because cousins have common ancestor, their grandparents, in second generation before them, not in the first one. We can now appreciate classification of species is in fact a reflection of their evolutionary relationship.